Hello everyone. So I got an ad for this mouse and it has a bunch of buttons and I like mouses or mice with a bunch of buttons, so decided to try it out. And yeah, it also has like gyroscope and haptic feedback, which I like the PS5 remote because it has the haptic feedback, but never seen it on a mouse before. So little booklet in here is like the instruction manual. Does have a little box of accessories, which I'll show later. So I do think it's a weird looking mouse, very unique looking. Kind of funny, it has buttons and then buttons on top of the buttons, and then the shoulder buttons. No buttons on the right side, but some buttons on the left side. And then like the display. And this thing on the bottom is like a gyroscope attachment, just magnetic it looks like. And then it has these things like that go on the bottom of the mouse so you can still like tilt it for like gesture controls. And so you can like reposition them like more left and more right. And basically that'll just kind of change like the sensitivity of the mouse, like how fast it glides, which is kind of cool. Like it says more outwards if you want it like more stable, I believe, and then inwards if you want it more sensitive. So the accessory box had another pair of feet and then some button caps. So it does have RGB, just this little dot with the arrow on it, and then cool little display on the side. So I almost had an issue with it because I have pretty small hands, I'm not gonna lie. So you can see like me touching a mouse, like my fingers are kind of touching those buttons. But yeah, the accessories that I came with, I can just swap them out easily to much shorter ones. Like that, they don't really get in the way of my fingers. And yeah, you literally just pull them out and swap them. Pretty easy. And you can do the one under it, but I did swap them out just to do it, but they're very similar. So yeah, I mean, that's just preference. And just to kind of show you, like you do just yoink them out. Because, it's one of those things that feels like, I'm not sure if I'm breaking it or not, but yeah, you literally just kind of rip them out, maybe pull them like sideways. That's kind of like what the booklet showed me to do. So it did come with other feet. That's what these things are called on the bottom. And yeah, so this one is like for tilting the mouse, if you want to use the gestures. And the other ones just say lock, I guess if you don't want to tilt. I mean, you can still kind of tilt it if you want to with the lock ones. Maybe it's just more of a feel, like the sensitivity, how it glides across the mouse pad and stuff. But yeah, just make sure you remove the plastic on the bottom because it felt very stiff. And I was like, this doesn't feel good at all, but you just still had plastic covering the rubber right here, which is good, keeping it protected. So they do have some software you can download, Swiftpoint X1 control panel. I just Googled it and found it. It was telling me it was a virus, but I just went through it and it worked, thankfully. So yeah, no issues so far. And yeah, you can change your DPI, set levels and stuff if you want. And then you can see all the buttons. You can just hover over the buttons and see like which one it is and reassign them to whatever, which I'm kind of digging all the like preset ones so far, kind of getting used to them. And yeah, it's cool being able to just have buttons specifically for like redo and undo, because it was marketed kind of as like a mouse for editing or something like that. And then yeah, these buttons are cut, copy, like, so I thought it was like a double click thing based on the picture, but no, it's like a sensitivity. Like these things are pretty sensitive, so they'll sense like a half click and you can keybind like a full click, a half click, stuff like that. And then this one, these buttons, you can push them like up or down. So it's technically like two buttons. Yeah, left trigger pull, left trigger push. And so it'll go like into screenshot if I pull it like upwards kind of. And then if I just press it down, it'll like switch between my apps. And yeah, you can do that with both of these. And then the RGB doesn't really do much. I mean, this thing changes colors. It'll just rotate or have it on one color, just have it turned off. And then it does have gesture controls, like I was saying, so you can have it go left or right. add inputs to kind of technically get like more keybinds out of this, I believe. And then yeah, up or down or forward, backward, which is kind of cool. You know, you're not gonna get that with other mice. And yeah, I mean, the animation can go. It has like a cool little cube, or you can have it like showing your DPI or yeah, custom message and just type something out. I'm fine with the cube. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool mouse. Very unique looking. These buttons right here, and then more buttons right here, all next to like your regular left click, right click is a pretty cool idea. I really like it so far. It is pretty pricey, like $200. So I gotta assume like the haptic feedback, the pressure sensitivity, like the deep click stuff, and you know, like the built-in display, the motion, gesture, gyroscope. Like that is a lot of tech when you think about it to put into a mouse. So it's probably why it's kind of so expensive. Like I can't say my Razer did any of that stuff. And then like when it comes to price, I don't know. You can always wait for a sale or buy it used, maybe. Hopefully. Um, the only other complaint is yeah, like it could have maybe been wireless. I always don't mind having the option to go wireless with just like a Type C cable and like the little see-through parts right here. Could have maybe had a little more RGB, but that's kind of it. Like I don't know. I do like this mouse. I'd give it at least like an 8.5. Depends how much you want to use those features, I guess.